Five, four, three, two, one. Hey, everybody. Welcome to week 14, which means another episode of Can You Beat the Coin? I'm your humble host, the Fantasy Typhoon, aka the Mentalist, aka your favorite analyst. And of course, I have my good friend, Jeff Haseley of the world famous football guys. What's up, Jeff?
Typhoon, how's it going there, buddy?
Hey, bro, it's going.
Thanks for having me. This is one of my highlights of the week in terms of making NFL picks. Definitely helps me. Hopefully it helps others. I know we've got people are doing pick'em leagues, people are doing survivor leagues if they're still involved. So hopefully this will help everybody.
Yeah, hopefully this is some insight of you guys putting up that $1 million cash payment down on one of these lines. So if you hit, don't forget old Typhoon here. I'll give you my email. But let's go ahead and get rock and rolling, Jeff. How we do last week?
All right, let's take a look at last week. Last week the coin went 8-7. I went 9-6, and you went unfortunately 6-9. But and you can take a look at the different picks and who had what. One that you can go over yours here in a second, but one that I missed big time was the Chargers against the Patriots. What was it, 45-0? My goodness. And you're like, you said on the show, Anthony Lynn, he's not going to be able to handle Bill Belichick. And I'm like, well, they got Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler's back and blah, 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 blah. Who cares? You're right. Belichick absolutely flattened him. So, I missed that. But we both got the Washington pick right. How about that? That's nice. I had Buffalo, you had San Fran. I had Baltimore, you had Dallas. There's a few others. But I had Detroit, you had Chicago. And that was back and forth too, right? The Jets covered nicely. Jacksonville also covered against Minnesota. So, yeah, I mean, we did pretty decently. So that was last week. Any quick thoughts on last week before we jump to this week?
Yeah, you did. You did good. The Las Vegas hat, they were doing well. Then they fumbled a little bit here and there, turned the ball over, and then next thing you know, let the Jets right back in. And I'm like, Chicago was doing well. They had it covered. They were doing it. I was like, yes. And then Mitchell Trubisky fumbled right in later the game, last part of the game. He fumbled right in his own little territory and gave them an easy Adrian Peterson touchdown. I'm like, come on, guys. Why y'all working against me? then you look at Cincinnati. Cincinnati struck first, a 76, a 78-yard touchdown.
Like 12, so they barely got that.
Right. But Cincinnati struck first with a 76, 78-yard touchdown to Tyler Boyd. And I'm up, that's 18 and a half. So I'm like, okay, all right.
And then it just goes to show you how easily you could either win or lose in this. It's just a good week for me. The cookie crumbled the way that benefited me this past week. So I will say that. How about that?
And then the Seattle one, that just got out of control. That was just
true. Yeah.
That was just good football by the Giants. That's all that was. Mm-hmm. Arizona, that one just didn't happen. Sometimes it just don't happen.
Right. But if you remember the talk that we had with that game, we were like, if this is going to be a tight game, why not go with the team that has the point, that's getting the points? So that's why I think we both took Arizona there. I do like the Rams, and I think they might actually go pretty far in the playoffs, believe it or not. They have a playoff type of team, strong defense, and an offense that's capable. And we were just waiting for Arizona to perhaps be a late game cover, and that just didn't happen.
Right. So when I review it, I went for Dallas. I just did that on my own because I'm a Cowboys fan. I knew that wasn't happening. I just had to do that for my Cowboys. San Francisco, I had maybe Mullen could do something there, but Buffalo was on fire. That just didn't happen. sometimes it's just Seattle, San Francisco, and Arizona. That just didn't happen. But my Las Vegas Raiders, Chicago, and Cincinnati, I should have got those. Those should have came through for me. But the Tides. But if you watch Red Zone, anybody out there watch Red Zone, when Hanson says, "We are in the witching hour," that's what got me. The witching hour took it from me. Took three from me. But it is what it is. That's why they play the games. It happens. Yep. I'm ready to turn the page.
Let's turn the page. Let's look at week 14. First game is tonight. The Rams host the Patriots, and we'll go through each one here. Let's first take a look at that. So the Rams are the home team, and let's see who the coin likes. The coin says Rams minus the 5.5.
Rams minus 5.5.
Rams minus 5.5. Who do you like?
Algorithm has Rams minus 6.5.
Okay.
But hold on. I'm getting ready to do a little logic and wisdom in here too.
Okay.
Give me Belichick.
Mm-hmm. What's the 5.5? Hey, you're getting points, and you got Belichick. I'm gonna take the Rams. I just told you why I like them. It's time for them to kind of hit their stride. I like the Rams this week. I'm gonna take them at home. We'll see. All right, Giants, winners of 3 straight against the Cardinals. This game is in New York. Giants are a 2.5-point underdog at home, winning 3 straight. And Arizona is what, 6-6? It's not like they're world beaters.
I know, so right?
Let's see what the coin likes. The coin says Cardinals minus the 2.5.
What you got on this one, Jeff?
Is Blake Martinez out?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
Because if he's playing, I mean, obviously that bolsters the Giants defense, even though they're playing pretty well. Boy, this is a tough one because the Giants just beat the Seahawks. Are the Seahawks that bad? Seahawks have lost 4 of their last 7. Giants have won 3 in a row. This game's in New York. Maybe they're getting Daniel Jones back.
They are.
Issue. I'm going to take Arizona minus the 2.5. I think that the streak stops with the Giants. So go ahead. What's your pick?
Let's see. Algorithm has Arizona minus 3.5. I'm taking the Giants.
Okay. Giants plus the 2.5. All right, so we're different there. We're different in the first game. All right, let's move on to the third. Cincinnati and Dallas. Oh, we got
Lord.
Andy Dalton gets to play his former team, huh?
Oh Lord. Here we go.
Hey, the Bengals did tie the Eagles, so they got that on their resume.
Yeah.
The coin likes tails, so they like Dallas minus the 3.5.
Oh God.
Oof. Who's quarterback for the Bengals now? Is Brandon Allen starting?
I have no idea.
Do we know this? I don't. Does it matter?
I haven't even looked at the Bengals.
The Cowboys can't stop anyone running the ball, but Bengals don't have Joe Mixon. They've got Giovanni Bernard. Can they stop?
It don't matter who. It don't matter who the running back is.
It doesn't matter who, right? Who cares?
It could be us. It could be me. I'm getting 100 yards.
I mean, Cincinnati is getting 3.5 points. Ooh. Man, you know what? Shoot. I'm taking the Bengals at home, getting 3.5 points against Dallas. Ugh.
Yeah, give me Cincy.
I hate that, but whatever. That's a tough one. Andy Dalton versus his former team. So we'll see.
That don't mean nothing.
Carolina at home versus Denver. Carolina 3.5-point favorite. Let's take a look at the coin. The coin says Carolina minus the 3.5. Carolina minus 3.5. 3.5. You want to go first on this one? You want me to?
Yeah, I will. The algorithm has Denver at a minus 2.5.
Really?
Yeah, I'm taking Denver.
Ooh, that's a big swing. Carolina may not have DJ Moore for this. He's got the ankle injury, and he also had he was a secondary COVID restriction. McCaffrey might not play this week due to a quad injury that just came up yesterday. The Panthers, what to do with them, right? This is a tough one. I'm not entirely sure. 3.5 points. I'd rather get the team getting points here, but
wait. Is it Denver minus 3.5 or
no? It's Carolina minus 3.5.
I see Denver. What you got? Denver minus 2.5
or plus? Sorry, that's wrong. Denver plus 2.5. So they're getting points.
Plus 3.5, right?
3.5. Excuse me. What am I doing? 3.5. Thanks for correcting me. Phew, boy. Panthers, of course, coming off of a bye, and prior to that, they had that tough loss against Minnesota where they were winning the entire game and then blew it in the fourth quarter with clock management. I'm gonna take Carolina here, though. I think they might have something going on here at home. I like them against Denver. So we'll say 3.5. Let's say they win by 6, 7, something like that. So I'm going to take Carolina. We'll see. I don't like that pick, but whatever.
You got to take Carolina.
I'm right. I have to. I don't have to. But all right, Chicago plus 1.5 against Houston. Now, Chicago has not won since week 6. Week 6. And they're only getting 1.5 points? I don't know, but they are the home team. Let's take a look what the coin likes. Chicago's at home. This is home. So the coin likes Chicago plus 1.5. I don't know, man. Chicago is just
Houston.
Houston's also equally.
Give me Houston.
You like Houston?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm leaning Houston. I can't think of a really good reason to take Chicago. I mean, they should have won last week against Detroit, right? David Montgomery had the 2 touchdowns. I mean, he was looking good. The running game's starting to come around a little bit, and Houston is going to give up yards.
It'll look good this game too. Houston defense, run defense is sucks. So
yeah, Deshaun Watson, 3 straight 300-yard games. The Bears have also been poor against the pass lately. Whew, man. These teams don't really play each other often. They're AFC versus NFC. They don't know each other. I got to go with talent here. So I'm going to take Houston, and I'm going to take Deshaun Watson. You're right. I like it.
Sorry, I can't do that.
Okay. Miami at home versus the Chiefs. 7.5 points for the home dog. All right. Let's see what the coin likes. Coin says Dolphins. Getting 7.5 versus the Chiefs. Dolphins have a pretty decent defense. And they're at home. Can the Chiefs knock them off? Or, I mean, can the Dolphins knock off the Chiefs? Or can they at least cover? What do you think?
Chiefs. Algorithm Chiefs minus 8.5.
So it's tight.
I'll take the Chiefs.
I mean, it's going to be hard to stop Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, right? You can't stop them both.
And if you do, Clyde Edwards-Helaire will get you.
Yeah. You know what? I'm taking Miami plus the points on this. I like the 7.5. I like the 7.5. I think possibly.
Hold on, is it 7.5 or 8.5?
Oh, geez, 7.5. Why am I missing this?
What's up, Jeff?
What's wrong with me? I need some remedy here. I don't even know what I would take for that. I must be thinking something else, but whatever. Okay, Tampa Bay at home versus Minnesota. 6.5 point favors. Let's see. Tampa Bay and Minnesota. They like the Bucks. Tom Brady, 6.5. 6.5. That's correct. It's not 7.5. I think this is a back and forth battle. I really do. And we all know that Minnesota is one of the strongest teams in the fourth quarter. They lead the NFL in fourth quarter points. So what does that mean? Can they get a backdoor cover? Maybe. But if Tampa Bay just blows them out, it's possible. Then it doesn't really matter. Whew, boy.
Jeff.
I'm going to say Tampa Bay. What?
Is this a sit Dalvin Cook?
Do you sit Dalvin Cook? That's a tough one. I mean, if you had some decent opportunities to replace him, some options there, then I think I might. The Buccaneers allow, 54 yards rushing per game to opposing running backs, tops in the league. So, what does that tell you?
Just be warned if you're throwing Dalvin Cook out there. It's
a horrible matchup for Dalvin Cook.
And I know he's a stud. I get it, but
but keep in mind this, right? I mean, they could get a pass interference on Justin Jefferson down to the 1 yard line. Guess who's going to get that touchdown?
Yeah, that's true. He's getting the goal line carry.
So, I mean, it could happen. He could have like 42 yards rushing and a touchdown.
And two touchdowns.
Two touchdowns. Yeah. So, unless you have a good alternative, I'm not sure I would play Dalvin Cook. But, that's a decision that I'm glad I don't have to make. All right, who's your pick?
Let's see.
Tampa Bay, Minnesota.
Tampa Bay all across the board is at a -7.5, but I'm taking Minnesota.
Minnesota plus the 6.5. Getting points on the road in Tampa Bay. Okay. All right, Jacksonville at home versus Tennessee. Tennessee coming off that embarrassing loss last week. Jacksonville, they have one win. What was that win? Week 1, week 2, something like that. Wasn't it week 1? Didn't they beat someone? It was like a surprise. I forgot who they beat. I don't recall.
They beat the Colts.
The Colts? Dude.
Yeah.
Ouch. All right, so Mike Glennon is starting for Jacksonville, even though Gardner Minshew is healthy. He's like a healthy scratch. They're saying, no, we're going to go with Glennon. Tennessee gives up the most third down conversions in the league. This game could be back and forth, or Tennessee could, just run Derrick Henry all over them. Let's take a look what the coin says. Coin says tails. Coin says Tennessee minus the 7.5. Phew. I don't know, man. Titans are struggling. 7.5 points on the road. 7.5 points. Ooh. I'm going to take Jacksonville plus the 7.5. They've been close to everybody. They covered last week. They covered the week before. I'm taking the Jaguars. They covered the Packers.
Put me down for Jacksonville.
Okay, let's do it. Mike Glennon. All aboard the Glennon train. Okay, Las Vegas, 2.5 point favorites at home. Or no, sorry. The Raiders are underdog, 2.5 points against the Colts. Oof. Raiders are, they're kind of going the opposite direction. Let's see what the coin says. The coin says Raiders plus 2.5. So, can the Colts cover 2.5 points on the road? I think they can. I'm going to take them. Minus 2.5. How about you?
Algorithm has Indianapolis minus 4.5. I'm taking the Raiders.
Going against it, huh?
Yeah, I got to come back, man. I need to make up some ground.
Well, I mean, you're getting points here, 2.5. That's not bad.
So if I lose, I lose. But I'm trying to catch you, man. I got to make up some ground somewhere.
Yeah. All right, Seattle, 13.5 points against the Jets. Now, I ran some compilations here, some statistics on Seattle here lately. Weeks 1 through 10, they were the number 1 team in terms of fantasy points allowed to quarterbacks, and they have since improved. So, can the Jets Can the Jets muster something? Sam Darnold and company. They don't have Denzel Mims. He's out. Brashard Perriman and Jamison Crowder. Can they do it against Seattle? I don't know, man. I don't know. But 13.5 points is a lot. And the Jets, it seems like they're trying to play for pride. They're trying, and they just can't do it. They should have beaten the Raiders last week.
Let me stop you 1 second, Jeff.
Yeah.
Flip the coin.
Oh, yeah. Let's do the coin. The coin says Seahawks minus 13.5.
Now, let me stop you 1 second again. Algorithm has both those defenses as the same.
Ooh. So you like the Jets, don't you?
So there's no difference in defense.
The Jets covered last week. Who do you like?
Oh, it's on me?
Yeah. It's all based on whether or not Seattle can stop the Jets. If Seattle can stop the Jets, then yeah, I think that Seattle can score 21 points and allow 7, and there's your 14-point spread, right? Could they score more than 21? Absolutely.
Give me the Jets.
Who's going to stop DK Metcalf?
Give me the Jets.
You're taking the Jets.
Yeah, new defensive coordinator in the house.
All right, I'm going to take the Seahawks minus the 13.5. I think
13.5. 13.5. They got to win. They got to win by 2 touchdowns. That's a lot of points, man.
It is, but it's possible. All right,
it's possible. Anything's possible.
The Chargers and the Falcons. This game's in LA. Let's see the coin. Coin likes the Falcons. Wait, the Falcons are favored?
I know, right?
Or 2.5? How about that? So 2.5. Okay, so the Falcons are favored 2.5. Julio Jones again is having hamstring issues, so he may not play, but chances are he probably will. But I mean, is he going to be shelved or is he going to be regular Julio? What are we getting from him? Chargers can't score any points against New England. They're probably thinking, oh, woe is us, right? We have no confidence. What the heck's going to happen? Let's end this season. Can Atlanta beat them by 3 points? No. I say Justin Herbert comes back. I still like the Chargers.
Yeah, give me the Chargers.
Herbert, right? But let's do it. I'll take the Chargers at home. Give me the Chargers. How about you?
Yeah. You know what? Give me Anthony Lynn, man. Let's do it.
Okay. We're both taking the Chargers. All right. Detroit versus the Pack in Detroit. The coin says it likes Detroit plus 7.5. And I don't know. Green Bay, it seems like Aaron Rodgers seems like he has trouble with Detroit, though, in Detroit every year.
Give me Green Bay.
Every year. But this is a different year. Minus 7.5. I kind of like them, too. I mean, how do you go against Detroit? Or, I mean, how do you go against Green Bay? I don't know, man. I'm gonna take them. I'm taking the Pack. Eagles, Jalen Hurts, 7.5-point favorites at home. Or, excuse me, underdog at home versus the Saints. So let's see. The coin says Saints minus the 7.5. All right. I think the Saints win by more than 7.5. So, I mean, we're going to see issues with Jalen Hurts. He's got to have some growing pains. That offensive line for Philadelphia is just in shambles. I'm taking the Saints. They might win by 20. All right. What's your pick?
Give me the Eagles.
Whoa!
I'll take that 7.5.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any explanation there? I mean, is this a Jalen Hurts call?
This is just based off what you said. You too confident.
Yeah, I probably am. But that's okay. I still think they win by 20. All right. San Fran versus Washington. This game's in San Francisco. San Francisco 3.5-point favorite. And they get the call. So coin likes the 49ers. -3.5. Washington, boy, they're looking pretty good, right? They beat the Steelers. Who'd they beat the week prior? They beat somebody. Forget who.
Who was that? Detroit? No, it was I forgot who that was.
I forgot. But Washington is looking pretty decent here. San Francisco, they're going the other way. They lost to Buffalo. Is this game in Arizona because they can't play in San Francisco yet?
Let's see.
It might.
Yes, it is. It's in Phoenix Stadium.
Right. So, I mean, no one's going to be there anyway.
You crazy.
Man, you know what? I'm taking the Ron Rivera, don't call them Redskins, versus the 49ers, getting 3.5 points. Why not? Hello.
Yeah, let me do Washington too.
The better team is not favored. I honestly think Washington's the better team right now. All right.
But hey,
coming off of a big high and then have a, we've seen it before.
Hey, I called that Pittsburgh loss last week.
You did. You started it. I believed you. And we both got credit for it. But yeah,
we did.
It was you. It was you. Okay, sticking with Buffalo. Buffalo 2.5-point favorites against Pittsburgh, who is just losing defensive players left and right.
Oh, give me Pittsburgh. I don't even need to think about this one.
You like the Spurg? Well, let's see what the coin likes first.
Oh, yeah.
Coin says Buffalo -2.5.
Yeah, give me Pittsburgh. I don't need to think about this one.
You want Pittsburgh, huh?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to take Buffalo. You know why? They're the better team right now. Pittsburgh's struggling. They just lost another linebacker. It seems like they can't score enough points. Buffalo's looking like, I don't want to say that Pittsburgh one loss is going in the wrong direction, but I mean, what if this is a streak here? Give me the Bills. Give me the Bills. I'm going to take the Bills at home.
You know what's wrong with Pittsburgh?
What?
Running game.
Well, they get Connor back.
Connor. That's still not it.
So it's the offensive line?
No, it's the running game. They need a running back.
So you think just nobody on the team is any good?
No. None of them are starting caliber running backs. None of them.
Not even Connor?
Not even Connor.
Okay. You think they're a quick out in the playoffs?
Yes.
Who do you think beats
you got whoever they play. You gotta run the football, man.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You can't come out modified spread every down.
Well, let's see. Let's see what happens. All right, last game. Cleveland, Baltimore. This game's in Cleveland. This is a big game for both teams. Mostly Baltimore. Cleveland's 9-3. All right, Cleveland, Baltimore. Let's see. It likes Cleveland. Coin says Cleveland getting 1.5 points. So they are the ones getting points. My pick or your pick?
I'll take it. Algorithm has a -6.5 Baltimore.
Whew.
I'm taking Cleveland.
9-3, man. They're 9-3. This game's in Cleveland. Cleveland has been playing well.
It's time to run the football, man.
Yep.
This is football weather. December is run the football.
It is football weather. And
unless
300 yards rushing against Dallas.
Unless anybody can rush against us. Don't even count that. But unless you're the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right. Where you can just do whatever you want. Throw
Kansas City can get around that run game.
Yeah. Whew. Baltimore needs this. At 7-5, Baltimore needs this more than Cleveland does at 9-3. However, I still don't know.
Baltimore scares me right now.
I kind of like the home team on Monday night, so I'm going to lean Cleveland getting the points.
God, dog. I tried to talk you out of it.
So there you have it. There's our picks. All right, so you want to take a look and see which ones we have the same?
Yeah, highlight the ones we have the same as well as the coin too, if you can.
Okay.
I don't think we have.
This is us. We're the same here.
We don't have one with all of us the same.
What?
We don't have one with all of us the same.
I don't think we do.
Good.
Maybe just you and I, we do.
Houston. I love it.
Here's a Houston. We both like Jacksonville getting 7.5. We both like the Chargers getting 2.5.
Can you believe I'm picking Andy Lynn?
We both like the Packers laying 7.5. We both like Washington getting 3.5. I really like that pick. We both like Cleveland getting 1.5. So the ones that we're similar on, all but two are favorites. So, so there we have it. Any last minute thoughts on week 14?
This is the week where separation is going to be made. This is the week. It's the separation Sunday. Separation. Because if New England loses, they're pretty much out. They lost their separation.
That's tonight.
Arizona loses, they're out. They pretty much lost their separation.
Right.
Let's see. Tampa Bay, Minnesota. That could put a pretty much a stake where there'll still be mathematically in all these teams, but they're out.
Seattle needs to keep pace too.
Yeah, Seattle.
They're not going to lose to the Jets. They're not going to lose to. They can't lose to the Jets.
That's another separation game.
San Francisco in the battle still? They have 5 wins. How many do they have?
Nah, they're not. They're mathematically in the hunt, but they're not in my hunt. No, they're out.
The Giants too.
The Giants probably win the division. Giants is a good team.
Mm-hmm.
They play defense, man. You got to have a run game and defense in December and January. You got to do it.
Got to do it.
Let's see. Philadelphia. Is this Peterson's farewell game? You know, because if they get stopped by 20 points, where else can he go? You bench Wentz. So if you bench Wentz and Wentz isn't the problem, you put in
their offensive line is so bad. They're averaging 5 sacks a game since like week 9, something like that. Ugh.
Well, that'll change with Hurts in the game because Hurts is going to run a little bit more than Wentz. But if Hurts isn't the answer, and then so that all comes back to Peterson. You can't blame Wentz no more after this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I do. And I don't really necessarily blame Wentz too much. I mean, that offensive line, I told you, they're horrible. The receivers.
I blame Wentz a whole lot because when I watched all 22, man, he got dudes running wide open, and he's not throwing it. Yeah. He's causing those sacks. You can't sit there.
There's some blame there. There's blame there.
You can't just sit there and say the offensive line, even though some of it is on the offensive line, but man, a lot of that is on Wentz just holding the ball. He's scared. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's broke. He won't throw the football to wide open people. But that's why they benched him finally. But we'll see what happens now. Buffalo, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh lose this game. They lost separation with the Chiefs. If the Chiefs can beat Miami, right. You don't want to go to Kansas City. You do not want to go to Kansas City.
Although the Raiders beat them in Kansas City, the Chargers almost beat them in Kansas City, and Carolina almost beat them in Kansas City.
Yeah, a lot of almost in there, and plus this is the playoffs. Mm-hmm. You don't want to go to Kansas City. Cleveland against Baltimore. Baltimore loses this game, man. That might put a nail in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Baltimore would be 7-6.
It's a lot on the line. It's a lot on the line, man.
You're right.
It's a lot on the line. It's a lot on the line this week.
All right. Well, should we wrap up this show? Tie a bow on it?
Yeah, let's tie a bow on it, man. If you don't have any, what about you? You got any last words?
No. I mean, we covered a lot. I'm really excited to see the Tampa Bay Minnesota game. I think that's going to be a shootout, honestly. Or I think Tampa Bay is going to beat them by like 14. I think Dalvin Cook gets stopped. I think it forces Kirk Cousins to pass. We know that Tampa Bay has been poor against the pass lately. Hell, Kansas City burned them. You know,
that's KC.
That was the week that Tyreek Hill went off. No, but even the last 4 games, they've given up 2 touchdown passes to each quarterback. Kirk Cousins is one of the best quarterbacks in the league since like week 10.
Yeah.
So I just think that Minnesota is going to be able to keep pace with Tampa, and especially if Tampa gets off to a hot start and they eliminate the ability for Minnesota to run. That's how they do so well against the run is because they're up, they're ahead, and teams have to pass. And I just think that we're going to see that. Plus, I already said that Minnesota is the most points scored in the fourth quarter of any NFL team. So they have the ability to come back. I just think that that's going to be like a 34-28 type of game, or Tampa Bay just beats them pretty good, like 35-20. I just think that this game has the potential to be pretty big, pretty high scoring. So that's my take.
But here's my final words, and then I pass it back to you, and then we'll shut it down. But I can't wait till we get back next week, and that you were wrong on that Philadelphia New Orleans call. You were too confident.
It seems like it's typical, right? Everyone's, especially Philadelphia sports fans are probably like, oh gosh,
and you know what? Those are the games when the underdog tends to rise to the occasion.
You're right. Unless it's just too bad. If it's too bad, then it just continues to get worse and it keeps pouring. So that's what I'm thinking happens. New Orleans is a tough team. They're a tough defense. This isn't like, some.
Yeah, they are.
This isn't some podunk team coming into Philadelphia where Philadelphia has to pick up the bootstraps and play a game, bring their lunch pail to work.
Yeah, they got a heck of a defense, man. That defense is killing. Demario Davis and Omi Yamada or whatever coming up the middle.
Right.
Lattimore. Man, Cameron Jordan. They ready, man.
Yeah.
But what? You got 50% rain coming. And you got a winds at 9 miles an hour, even though that's not going to be a deciding factor. But those are the elements that they're getting ready to play in. Well, are supposed to play in. Put it that way.
Yeah. All right.
And you got that new quarterback. You got that new quarterback that's in that new system, that pistol read option. That not too much film is out there on Hurt. NFL career right now, so
true
this could be a surprise.
Could. I don't think it will. So you can come back.
I can't wait till we get back here next week.
I will eat crow if you are correct.
Man, I can't wait till next week, man. I'm waiting on next week. I wish it would hurry up.
Okay. Any chance the Patriots win tonight?
Yes. Because of Bill. Simply because of Bill.
What about Cam? Cam has 11 rushing touchdowns. You believe that?
Yeah, man. That's what they do now. They switch the offense up. It's a new day in New England.
More rushing touchdowns than passing touchdowns. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's a new day in New England. That's how they do it.
Yeah. When's Julian Edelman coming back? He's been out for forever.
He's COVID now.
Wow. Is he?
Yeah. Shoot. Last I checked, he was COVID.
I should know that, but I mean, out of sight, out of mind. You don't really, follow. Okay, we'll see. That Dallas and Cincinnati game is going to be interesting. Who the heck is going to win that?
Man, leave me alone, man.
Did the Bengals have a win since their tie?
Shoot, man. Bengals might win this game, man.
Dalton versus his former team. Oh, come on. I don't know. We'll see.
Our linebackers are getting caught up, and they are not gap sound. That's what's killing us as far as our run game. You see Lamar Jackson just come right up the middle.
Is that a coaching problem?
Yes.
They're
not gap sound.
Problem? Do you want Mike McCarthy out?
I'd rather have another. I don't know yet. Let me get back to you on that. I don't want to call for the man's job when it's unnecessary.
What if Eric Bieniemy said, "You know what? I want to coach the Cowboys."
Oh yeah, let me get that. Absolutely.
Yeah, right. We'll see.
Or he could come in as offensive coordinator. I'd take either one.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he'll do that. He
wouldn't, but I'm just saying. I would settle for that. I know he wouldn't do it. I'm just saying what I'd settle for.
Okay.
You know?
Uh-huh.
All right, man. That's it, man. Let's go and wrap it up.
All right. We're good.
All right, folks. This has been another episode, week 14. Can you beat the Coy?